church, the pool in the Buckingham, and then the postcards that I'll hand you, and you'll tell me what you would write on a postcard.
Okay.
Okay?
Uh,
All right, you ready, Lance? And Mrs. Buerck, you can hear me?
yeah.
Okay, I know I'm far away because I'm not on the camera for this one. We're ready? Oh, you'll tell me. Oh, you're gonna go over there with your thing.
Yeah, because it syncs up all the everything.
Instead of the, action.
It's the modern day
It's gonna
way
be.
to do it. Okay, roll.
Okay. Thank you so much for coming to be in our movie for the anniversary of Avon. We're 125 years old next March. Mrs. Buerck, would you tell us your Avon connection and when you moved here, what it was like when you lived here at first?
My family was here way before in fact, they were at 100 Norwood Avenue years ago. I was here, but back and forth. We went to that place, then we went over to the Victoria. We went to the Buckingham, and we had little places in the back of the Buckingham where my aunts and my people all rented. I moved down here in 1960. I got married. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Yes, tell me the story about
the story about this one. I was supposed to be married on the 21st of January, and it happened to snow. It was a horrible snow. The snow was over the cars, and I mean, really disastrous. So we had to postpone it. So I'm thinking, okay, we have to get to church this morning, so let's go. We walked in the middle of the church, Harry and I walked down. We got there, Monsignor Mulligan said, Pat, Harry, don't worry about a thing. Go home, smile tomorrow, and next week is another day. So we started with that, and we did very nicely. Thanks be to God for that. Then my next proposal was that I started to sing with the choir. I was there for 29 years. One episode that I cried at, and it wasn't a happy one. Someone was supposed to be married, and the gentleman and the lady, we were waiting, and Flavia and I and myself went up there, and one person did not show. So Father turned around and he said, well, we're still having the Mass, so he said, you'll sing. We did not sing the hymns for the wedding, of course, but I did sing at that. So we had the wedding, and I'm thinking, we had the wedding, but you weren't here. How about that?
There's just no marriage.
Okay, right, yes, okay, so that ended that way.
Yeah, you had the Mass without the people getting married.
I feel very, very comfortable with talking about St. E's. I came from Our Lady of Grace, Hoboken, and it was a lovely church. But in Avon, I felt very, very warm. I always did. I felt like some little white person in the back of me was with me, and I would call that a small angel. I remember standing on line many Saturdays in a long line for the confession, and then coming out and Father saying to me, Pat, would you please go and get me the paper? And I had to go in hysterics and smile. I came out and make believe that I didn't hear anything. God love him. He was my friend.
Was that Father Mulligan?
Father Mulligan. And then we went through a lot of different things. My children grew up, they were all baptized there. And then they became altar boys. Now, I'm saying altar boys because now, and I'm going to say, we don't have altar boys. We have altar girls, which are lovely, don't get me wrong. But I do miss the altar boys. And mine were like, oh, we have to have this in starch and this has to be this way, which we liked very much. I love that. Singing in the choir was a delight. We had a fun group. We sang every Wednesday. It was on a Sunday. We laughed. Some people criticized us, but you know what? We sang to God. And that's how we felt about it. And that's how we thought about it.
You did.
And that lasted for a long, long time. There's only two of us left, Sue Whedon and myself.
Oh, that's true.
So God love them all. Mm-hmm. And they're singing up there, I hope. I don't know.
I think
but anyway, they are. But then moving ahead, we got very involved with the children going to CCD classes, and Mrs. Murday was there with us. She would bring the children from the church over into the school, and we would go there. One in particular thing that I remember that we have in a way here, but not the same. When a person passed on, Mrs. Murday would get a group together, and after the funeral, she would have a service at the house.
Oh, really?
And it was so warm because the family and the friends of the family were so close that they could cry, say what they wanted to say, and not be accountable for anything. It was just lovely. The other situation that I remember is that when we service children here in town. A lot of them on Main Street. But we didn't just pick a number out of a box. We had a name. So I particularly picked out one family, and I worked with one family for 1 month, and a group of us did that. And then what we did is that we serviced them with clothing, with food, with whatever they needed. And then it got to be the point to where they wanted to help more people, which we did. So we got a whole group already, and we picked names, and then those people could come to church and help us and take whatever they needed, which was great, which was absolutely great.
That is great.
That was fantastic. We went further than that. I remember beautiful things with the dinner dance.
Oh, right,
That
in
was
August.
unbelievable. People were dressed up and they had a magnificent time, and everybody was just joyful, and what would I say? We had a ball.
You did?
Okay,
Yes.
we did. And then the children also were included into the Girl Scouts, the altar boys, and then we got a group with the basketball team.
Oh, CYO, right.
And that was our team too, which was very good. So it worked out beautifully, and I was very, very pleased. Later on, we had Father Joe came, and he was so warm to me. There were a couple of little windows that went on, and he was right there, and then quiet. And I was never called Pat. It was always Patricia.
Patricia.
Always Patricia. And then we went on, and it was Father, let's see, Father John, oh, help me.
It was after Father
After Father Joe?
was Father Nolan.
Oh, from Bradley Beach.
Yes,
Yeah,
Father
okay,
Nolan.
all right. Not too much, but
No,
nice.
he was there a little while.
But
Yes.
nice too,
Yes,
very
right.
nice, okay. And then I went to the area where we went with Monsignor Enderbach.
Yes.
He helped Father Joe with the dinner dance.
Yes.
We were on the committee,
And he was
helped
Mrs.
with all that.
Murray's cousin, I
Cousin.
think, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yeah, cousin, right,
Right.
exactly. And then Father Maniscalco came along, and that was after the fire.
Oh,
The big
right,
fire. And he walked in with his plaid hat on one day and just became a family member with so many Avon families that I can't tell you. And God love him. To this day, we're praying for him because he's not doing too well.
No,
All
I get
right.
it. Yeah.
We had another priest, Father John Renard,
Oh, I remember Father Renard.
Altar Rosary. He was there with us all the time and went to the nursing homes
Oh, he
with B and with a group of people. And it was done beautifully. And they waited for him. And we did very nicely. We would collect, different items that they would ask for, and we would do it that way, which was great. It was just a very, very warm situation. And they didn't expect it. They were joyous that they came.
Right.
Let's put it that
For
way.
the visit.
And that's
Good.
how it was done. Look, lo and behold, the children got baptized. Some got married, and life went on. And I'm telling you, I can remember dressing them up for Sunday dress.
Mm-hmm.
And you got in a pew and you didn't talk. You knelt. You went up to the altar, and you came back with your hands folded, and it was just beautiful. So it was very, very warm. Very, very gracious. The people here were the nicest people that I have seen and met in a
Yes.
long, long time. Okay?
Yes.
And any kind of a problem, I'm saying any, they were there.
Right.
Okay?
Yes.
And I like that.
They were.
Your family, and so many of us are gone. I'm kind of one of them hanging. But the thing is that
Don't go over.
I remember all of them because we all worked together. And we did. It was just joyous. It was just joyous.
Thank
And
you.
Miraculous. And I thank God to this day that I'm with St. Elizabeth, and I still call it St. Elizabeth.
Oh, I do
Oh,
too.
yes.
I do
Right.
too.
It
Well, it still
always-
is St. Elizabeth.
Right,
It's
right.
just
Will
the
be.
parish name.
Yeah,
Yes. So,
right,
Mrs.
exactly.
Silva, I know you. When did you first come to Avon? When you moved here with Jean? Was that it?
Excuse me?
Did you move? First time you lived here was when you moved with Jean?
Yes, we moved down in the fall of 1971 because my husband Gene wanted to run his own business, the gas and service station, which was located right on the corner of Field and Main Street, right across from Schneider's. and the building at that time was owned by then Mayor Harry Buerck.
And
And we lived in the garage, in the apartment over the garage.
Oh.
We lived there for a year, but it was our first experience being in a shore town and raising children here.
And was Karen born then?
No,
Not yet,
she
right.
was born
On first?
on First.
Okay.
But-
So I know you go to St. Elizabeth's like Mrs. Buerck does, but you
Yes.
also worked for Father Joe. Can you tell us how you got hired?
Well, it was my husband, Gene, had lost his job, and I went on the Feast of St. Jude on a Sunday to the novena, and Father Joe had just come several months before that, and I went to talk to him and tell him about our situation. And he says, well, I've only been here a couple of months. I'd never hired a secretary yet. Do you want the job? So I said,
Beautiful.
yes, I would love it. So I started the next day, October of 1979. He had come in July of 79, and I was there for 29 years, working there most of the time with him.
And it was a great schedule, I remember, because you could go home for lunch.
Yes.
And you got out at 3 o'clock.
Right.
So it worked for the kids' schedules too.
Yes.
Because even my sister went and ate lunch at your house.
Yes.
When my mom went back to work.
And that was really the way Father Joe Radomski was. He was just very generous
Yes.
and accommodating. And the biggest thing about when he was here, he did come again in 1979, but several years later, there was the large fire in the church.
Yes.
And that was his big
He renovated it, yeah.
He had to renovate it
Right.
and added the addition.
Mhm.
And it now accommodates twice as many people as it did when he first came.
Yeah,
Right,
and it's
exactly,
crowded still.
yes.
9 o'clock Mass Sunday was crowded.
Yes,
And I know you got to go to the 10:30. It was probably crowded there too.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I know we have less masses, but
Right.
still we're getting people to come.
Yes.
Mrs. Buerck, I know you were very involved in the swim team and at the Avon pool. Would you tell us a little bit about your memories of the pool?
The Avon pool, the doors opened at 10 o'clock in the morning, and you had your mommies there with the little ones all ready to come. And they had their areas of where they went. It was hysterical because one would pick a certain area, and if someone didn't want to be crowded, they'd go to another area where the big boards were. Anyway, they were there, they were doing beautiful things. There was a small pool there for the little ones, and the guards were unbelievable. They were young people, but so, well, when I say personal with the people, they knew their children's names. Could I help you with something? They would get off the board if they had to go down and help them. They would do things like that. The swim team was run beautifully. The coordination was excellent. The accommodations were unbelievable for the people that came because there was always an opening to service a little more than we were going to give. We gave more than we gave. The people that did come thanked us for all we did. The children, there was a couple of episodes, I'll say. I'm not going to say they weren't, but it was handled in a very, very honest way and not with a loud voice. It was a calm, talking voice. Can we talk this over? Which I thought was the greatest.
Was it when Bill
Because
Wishart was
Pardon
Bill
me?
Wishart the coach?
I'm sorry.
Was Bill Wishart the coach
Yes,
then?
yes. And the thing is that you wanted the children to be happy and not get in that water with some sort of a splash that I didn't know what I was doing. So they got themselves together, they knew exactly what they were doing, and they did. When we traveled, the parents were with us. The children were very, very well behaved, and I liked it very much because of the fact that the mothers and the fathers, okay, mothers and fathers, if you hear me, were with their children. And that was the greatest.
Right,
One of the
exactly.
greatest things that I've seen it in quite a long time.
And then
okay?
your girls did water ballet, right?
And then my girls did water ballet, and that was wonderful because they started when they were very young, and they did the solos and did the groups, and that was beautiful because each girl you found helped each girl, and one would help the other. Oh, you didn't do that right. You did this right. Oh, they'd be on the phone or at the house. You know, you made a mistake, but it was warm and cute and adorable, and it was that they were very pleasing. What I liked a lot about the Avon pool was that the adults had their time.
Yes.
When the children were swam for a certain period of time, they had their hour, which was great. And then they had an evening time, and that was after supper, and they would bring the families with them, which was very good too. That was lovely.
That was always fun.
But it was clean. It was clean. I'm going to say clean. I've been to a couple of places that I'm not going to say, or not what I would say, quote, like Oz. Okay, I felt so good about it. Going home, there was safety. We had patrols out there watching the people going home, which was very, very good. And I just think that the fundraisers were unbelievable.
So we could have the dinner
Oh,
and get a sweatshirt.
oh, and we raised quite a bit. We did a lot, and it was fun. And I'll be very honest about things. My boys did magnificently well, and my one son did very well.
Your boys were great swimmers.
And my one son has his own team now.
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, that came along very nicely too.
Exactly.
But it was a nice group.
Yeah.
A very, very nice group. So that was happy about that. Oh, and volunteers too.
Oh, the
volunteers. And if you needed a ride, oh yes, you know, we'll take you. We'll do whatever you want.
Yeah, we used to take Ted Bond with us.
Yes, we did.
In the car.
Right.
My mother would drive
exactly.
him to the
yeah,
meet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think maybe to school, but whatever. I'm getting off track. Mrs. Silva, can you tell us about when you worked at the Buckingham?
Well, Ducky Considine owned it in the 70s, and we would go on a Saturday night and we'd go for a drink or two, mingle with really great people, sit there, listen to music, and it was usually just a piano player, but it was just a fun place. And unlike nowadays,
It wasn't a nightclub.
no, but the ladies got dressed up in a dress, pearls, and the men would wear seersucker suits and
or a jacket
white
even?
dress
Okay.
white dress shoes.
Shoes, yeah.
And knowing Ducky Considine from there, he said, I need somebody who'll do my bills, do the books, and pay the employees. Would you do it a couple of days a week? So I said, sure, I can do that too. So I'd go in, get the books, and I'd start working there. And living right up the lane, the kids would call, Mom, we need this, or we want lunch. So he'd say, go ahead, go Judy. I'd go up the lane, bringing all the Buckingham books with me, finish working on the books while I was home, and then walk up the lane again, return the books, and it was just an example of another thing you could do in this little town.
Okay, I'm going to give you, do you want the church or the pool in your postcard?
Oh,
Or do you want the church or the Buckingham?
Uh,
Or you could both hold the church,
Okay.
and then go like that.
okay.
Okay.
There you go. So, if you were going to write a postcard up to one of your friends or your family about the places you just talked about, either the pool or the church or the Buckingham, Mrs. Silva, what would you write on your postcard?
You have to come to Avon. It's a beautiful place. All the historical buildings and the beach and boardwalk are just something you can't miss.
Thank you. And what would you write on yours, Mrs. Burke?
This one?
Pool, yeah, or yeah.
All right, the Avon
On the pool.
The Avon pool is open. The water is fine. They're waiting for you, and it would be a delight to have you here.
Thank you. You both did a lovely job.
Oh,
That's
thank you.
You did great.
Beautiful.
Oh, glad.
Thank you.
Yes, your stories were perfect.
Oh, good.
It probably.
Oh,
Okay, I'm not gonna say. So how did it go? Pretty good.
You were great.
Good.
You were excellent.
okay. I'm glad we were sitting next to
Yes,
one
you got
another.
it. And Mrs. Finn and Mrs. Mahan are going to do it the same way you did.
Oh, are they?